Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today I can't wait for this video because as you can see here we are currently we're now in a go-kart and we're here at White River Park, is in Collin County, Louth, of course Republic of Ireland, as you know. So yeah, I bring you a special video today. So we just decided to, I don't know, do a little bit of karting. This was on the 23rd of December, of course 2022. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Now, you will obviously see that there is some typical Irish weather out here. And it is raining, so yeah, yeah, the cars are really not going to have grip because obviously when you go karting here and stuff like that, there's no grip. As you can see me just trying to warm up the tires, I can't even, there's just nothing even going into the car, I suppose. And yeah, so, and even like look at the understeer. But anyway, we're just going to skip right ahead. There's a bit of carnage going on here. I almost even go off the track, just the fact that the brakes just don't want to work. There's no grip, of course, you know, they don't have wet tires. So the session now starts. So literally everyone had spun, apart from myself here, and then he got going just before I did because I had actually spun early on in the warm-up lap, and yeah, it's a bit just trying to get used to it because there was no grip, as obviously as I said, and we all know that there's going to be no grip on a wet circuit with slick tires. But yeah, it was a lot of fun though, I have to say. It was pretty fun. But again, as I said, difficult, as you could see then as well, just to turn 3, and even there, god, there's a massive puddle, and you just gotta try find the limit. Now, this corner, I believe, I actually did take flat at one stage, which you'll probably see. I think it probably was on my fastest lap, which is later on. Now, we were doing, like, very slow times. This is the full layout of the track. There is a smaller layout, should I say, which you can do. We decided to go the full one here, so now, coming out of that, as we lose the back end completely, and we do a full 360, and that, I have to say, I was chuffed with myself with that because the car control was just something else. It's brilliant on the F1 games and all that, and all the sim games, but in real life to do a full 360 and keep the car facing the same way, that is impressive. But that just told me how difficult it's going to be because yeah, of course, you know, rain and just anything rain is just cause for disaster, again, especially with them slick tires. So now, as you can see, 2 up ahead of me are going slow. Probably just can't find the grip as well as I can. So see, I'm just trying to find the limit as well. Of course the outside line is usually where to take, but I was just trying to do my thing, really, just trying to see what I could do. As you can see, even here, getting on the power, almost going off the track. It's constantly just snapping because you see, someone has just stopped in the middle of the track there, and we almost hit into the back of them, which was very, very close. You see, getting a big old snap over the rear on the exit. Again, that's of course expected. Using a bit of human DRS down the straight. And yeah, it was scary because Jesus, look under the brake in there, we almost completely lose it. But it was terrifying because he just suddenly had stopped in the track. Oh my god, yeah, see, look at that, there's just such a huge puddle and a big drift on the exit again. I have to say, it was a lot of fun just drifting through everywhere because about halfway through I had found out that the quickest way around was actually to drift. So yeah, that eventually will be figured out soon. Again, just look at the amount of puddles and all that just splash up I was absolutely soaked after this, like absolutely drenched. Um, but yeah, so it was, despite it being very fun, it was also, you know, horrendous in terms of trying to keep yourself dry. Obviously, they do have those like waterproof-ish suits that you have. They had like kind of you can see it briefly through my armors. Again, we lose the back end here, same time, except we do not manage to save the car. But we do get going again, and an easy place to do it. So things have gone pretty well so far, apart from of course that little thing is we're just absolutely drifting. I think I've now figured it out here, that it's the best way to get around is just absolutely send it around every corner, just trying to drift, because honestly the brakes just did no favors for you. Again, look at that, just drifting out of the final corner, big power slide. And that obviously is to see, because I don't have tear-offs on my helmet, so I just constantly had to wipe my own helmet. That little hand up in the air was a bit of just frustration at the fact that it was really wet, and as you can see, again, another huge power slide, and then I was stupid enough to take that inside line again, and I got soaked yet again at my feet, so that was great. Luckily my shoes kept most of them out, surprisingly. But there was like instances where here there's just a big puddle, and in the exit of this corner here that there's a bit of a puddle. Right there, yeah, there it is. And yeah, it was a lot of fun just drifting through this, because that's literally all you had to do. But it's, you know, it was pretty good trying to set a good lap, because it was just so difficult. As you can see, there's someone has appeared to have gone off here, so I had to abort this lap and go slow. And now we are past, so we're all good to floor it again. And again, me having to wipe off all the rain that had been flicked up at me. I had to do that quite frequently, so that's probably about the third time you've seen it. Obviously, I'm not going to include all 25 minutes of what we got around here, but there's not really much entertainment in the fact that it was wet and it was difficult to drive. So there's no real overtakes or anything I can show you. As you can see, the car ahead of me as well has, and he spun, and so have I got a little bit of a fright there, and I had spun myself. I saw two carts incoming, so I was just kind of waiting. As you can see, I was just hoping they'd quickly get on with it so I could get on with it, and we're all good here now. So we finally get going again. As you can see, that the safety car or safety cart, whatever, kind of was out a lot, so yeah, it wasn't really easy to drive, as you can tell, for other people as well. I got the grip levels down pretty fast. By the way, that's probably the only overtake you're gonna see. I'd almost found the limit, but it just wasn't quite there yet, in terms of lines. I think I'd found like the limit on the power and how to get out of the corners properly and maximize the amount, but I feel like the limit through some parts, like maybe some corners, the limit wasn't found. Most corners though, like turn 1, I think I had nailed, except for probably 1 or 2 times I felt could have maximized it a little bit more. I think the middle sector, somewhere I could have slightly improved on. The first sector I felt was pretty good though. I don't know, it felt pretty good through there. Again, as you can see, massive drift on the exit, and you don't want to go off that curb because you'll be ending up in the gravel, and then someone's going to have to go pull you out. So I was really trying my absolute best not to spin out off the circuit, because then it would just be a nightmare waiting for someone to realize I had spun out, especially since up here if you spin out, you're not going to be seen for a while. So again, I believe on that attempt I had taken that left-hander flat out. As you can see, I was literally battling the car, like just constantly moving the steering wheel to make sure I didn't absolutely just die. But we made through. We made it through, Jesus. And Yeah, everything went okay. So, all was good. All was good. But again, we're still just like really attempting to get the fastest lap here. You know, again, just you just have to drift through that final corner because it's foot to the floor when you go to that final corner. But make sure you have good car control, otherwise you are going to be spun around. So yeah, as you can see, someone has beached there, so I took it a little bit careful, just in case. Yeah, there was actually only 2 other people with us. There was 2 other people with me, and you can see again another huge power slide around that corner. It's so difficult. But again, it makes it entertaining, very entertaining. So yeah, I guess that's something. Now I do not believe this was I don't think this is my fastest lap. I think it's my fastest lap was actually my last lap attempt. So you'll see it now in a minute, I'm sure, once I get to it. You can see it go a bit wide there onto the curb again, something you don't want to do in karts is fight through that puddle again. Oh my god, I just never learned, did I? Through that, I always just kept going through that puddle like an idiot. And yeah, so my bad. Kept splashing shite all over me. And the gloves I'm actually wearing as well are the ones I also use to sim race. As you can see, again, another big splash of water on my face, which is absolutely wonderful. But yeah, the gloves I use for sim racing as well, so I have to just let them dry. I think there again, I believe we had taken it flat again, which just proves that we'd found a good bit of the limit through that. I think this was probably the nicest corner to get out of, because you kind of just have to save the car a little bit, just like that. Big old snap again. And again, look at that, we almost done what we did twice now. So, whoops. But yeah, no, it's gone pretty well so far now on this lap. So far I believe it's been a pretty decent lap, but this was not my fastest lap. The one we are just about to go on to here, so what you're about to see is going to be my fastest lap attempt. It's again all about just maximizing the final corner to be honest, to get onto the straight. It's just drift through it. Now of course I will be going again at some point, and hopefully I can get you a dry session to film, but no guarantees in the winter with Irish weather. So, oh, never mind. This is our fastest lap. My bad. So here we go. Fastest lap attempt, and I will let you watch it. And there you have it, folks. The checker flag was waved. Now, I actually had ended up getting third best lap of the day by, I think it was a second I was off, but there was a lot of corners I felt I could have gone way quicker at, especially when your man had spun. I'd actually lifted off a little bit earlier. I think you probably heard the crackle of the engine at that point. It was like really early compared to what I should have been, but I actually did take a faster line through there in the end, so still gained a little bit of time, but still could have been more gained. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for today, guys. So thank you for watching this video. I really enjoyed making this, because, well, who wouldn't? So yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one, and enjoy New Year's. Alright, see you later.